Hello, thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel. Today is going to be this classic natural glam look that I have learned about through a makeup course that I'm taking with Michelle Money from The Bachelor. And it's kind of her go-to makeup, which is going to be something that you can wear no matter what you're wearing. It's not trendy. It's something that you can wear if you need to go to a wedding, an interview, a special event, that kind of look. So keep watching for lots of tips and tricks that I have learned taking this course and how to do this natural glam look. I'm starting with Dr. Brandt's Pores No More primer. It comes in a little pump and it's a skin colored primer. And I'm just going to apply this kind of all over my face, mostly focusing on my nose, my forehead, my chin, and my cheeks. And that gives us a super nice, velvety, smooth base to start with. But the smell is kind of weird. I don't know what it is. I'm going to use a little eyeshadow primer all over my lids. And I'm using Clinique's Beyond Perfecting in the color Neutral. And I've been taking a makeup course with Michelle Money from The Bachelor, and it's a beta makeup course. And one of her tips was to make sure to really put enough foundation on your nose, because that's one of the places that she finds that people do not put enough foundation. And, you know, that's going to kind of mess up your whole look. So I think that's also a place where your foundation definitely comes off during the day. So think about maybe applying a little bit more foundation on your nose. And now I'm using a little bit of the Beyond Perfecting powder, also in Neutral. And this product comes with a little sponge. It's very easy to just apply a little bit of powder where you need it on those areas that might get a little oily. But it is very, there is a lot of coverage in this powder. So you only need a little bit. I even put a little too much there. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked to Basics palette. And I'm going to apply the color Stark all over my eyelids. I'm using Luxie's small tapered blending brush to use the color Cover and the crease. And one of Michelle Money's other tips is just keep on blending. She spends a lot of time blending in her eyeshadow colors, using that windshield wiper motion and just blend, blend, blend. She is also a really big fan of matte eyeshadows. So you can see that just using that color, we're getting a little bit of depth and a little bit of contour very easily with a lot of blending. And next I'm using the same brush to use the color Undone right in the crease to add a little bit more depth. So just get a tiny bit of this color on your brush. And then add just a little bit right in that crease. And the same thing, just keep on blending. I'm adding a little bit more cover. I like this side better, but I kind of need it to match the depth on the other eye. because I put on a little too much. This is NYX HS75. And Michelle is just a huge fan of adding a little bit of warmth to your eyes. It's kind of a coral orange terracotta. Definitely not something I would ever be drawn to at all. But it was one of the shadows she recommended, and I wanted to give it a shot and see what I think. So use something like a fluffy brush. This is the Sigma Diffused Crease E38. And just take a little bit of the shadow and you just kind of blend it in to the whole thing, kind of the whole crease, to just give it a little bit of warmth. Which actually does look pretty good. It's not something I ever would go for, this color normally. But you can see the difference just blending in a little bit of this color. It really does make the whole eye look warmer. And if you just use a little bit of it, it's still very subtle. So I'm actually a much bigger fan of that than I thought I would be. It actually looks pretty nice. I'm using Smashbox Always Sharp Waterproof Kohl Liner in Raven. And this is another recommendation from Michelle Money. She is a really big fan of lining and making sure that you are kind of lining, tight lining, kind of underneath your lash line here and in the lash line. And she does a really fine black line there. She also has hers tattooed, which I think makes it a little easier to start with. But the cool thing about this liner is that there is a sharpener in the cap, so that even though it is a twist up liner, it is supposed to be always sharp, which would be great, especially when you're trying to do a finer line. So focusing as close to the lashes as possible. Just kind of doing a fine black line. I'm usually a little heavy-handed with my eyeliner, so this is definitely something a little different for me, to be so focused on making a very small black line. So you can kind of lift up your eyelid a little bit here and get the bottom too. Whew, makes your eyes water a little bit. That might not be quite as thin as Michelle Money does it, but for me that is pretty thin. And the other thing that she sometimes does, which is kind of fun, is a double liner. So I'm using the Balm's Mr. Right Now liner, and that's a bronzy liner, and just do a thin line. At least try to do it thin, right on top of the black line, and then you can take some kind of little brush. This is just a little concealer brush, and just kind of blend that in a little bit. Now, that did mess up my black liner a little bit, so I'm also going to go back in and just fix that a little. I'm using Rimmel's Scandal Eyes Waterproof Kohl Liner in Nude to just line the waterline. And I'm going to touch up with just a little of the Stark shadow right on the bottom here. I'm using Clinique's High Impact Extreme Volume Mascara and putting that mascara on both the top and bottom lashes. And Michelle is a huge proponent of really getting your bottom lashes to stand out just with mascara. So really take your time focusing on those bottom lashes, and focusing also on your bottom lashes in the inner corner, that it's really easy to miss those. But I think she's right. She says it really does open up your eyes. And we can see the difference right there between mascara and no mascara. And this is another tip that I really love. Before you put any brow product on, go back over your brows with a Q-tip or a cotton ball, a Kleenex, or even just your finger, and remove all the product that you have on your brows just from putting on your foundation, putting on your powder, to make for a better brow application. This is something I haven't done that I think is really helpful. And brush out your brows first. And I actually even found a great brow person in Portland. I had some bad experiences, and so I have not had anyone doing my brows, but Michelle was really like, you have to have someone that can do your brows if you need them done. And so I did find someone who was really good. So if any of you are interested, I can put the website in the link below. I'm using Brow Wiz in Ebony and just starting that line. And I'm using the Brow Wiz because that has such a tiny distinct line to put in that first line. I also just got this Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer, also in Ebony, and I tried it out first at Ulta and I really liked it. It still has your brush to brush out your brows, and it's definitely a bigger thing than the Brow Wiz, which I think is going to be a lot easier for every day. Brow Wiz is still more exact, which is why I put that line in with the Brow Wiz first. But then I can kind of go in and fill in the brow quicker and easier, I think, with this brow definer. So just building in the color. At the bottom here. And then I'm going to go back with the Brow Wiz because I like how exact that is to do my top line. be a little tricky even when it's exact. Another one of Michelle's tips I can't really do when I'm videotaping is to prop your elbow on a table or something, which is going to make this easier. So that is a great tip also. And then in order to make the brow 3D, she really wants everyone to focus on ombre, the front part of your brow. So really trying to make that lighter than the rest of the brow. And also one of the tips she gave me personally was that, so from here to here, right, is where your brow should start. And making sure it's not, sometimes we'll do it angled and it really should be straight up and down. So straight up and down, and then just very, very light. Should be lighter here in the center, which is easier said than done, but you can also blend it here with your brush a little to try to make it lighter. And then if you get your brows professionally shaped, it won't be such a big deal, but this is where it should start, this is where your arch should be, and it should always end there. I'm so excited about these new Wispies lashes that I found at Fred Meyer's. I've never seen anything quite like this before. So these lashes are Ardell Wispies number 600. And first I'm going to check here if I need to trim the lashes. I think super close, but I am gonna have to trim just a little bit off the end. And then I'm using my Duo Dark Tone Adhesive to glue, oops, I just kicked the guy, to glue these lashes on. As always, just try to apply those lashes as close to your lash line as possible. And I just hold it for a few seconds. Make sure they're on there correctly. And then you can also kind of pop them up a little bit once they're glued on there. So that, definitely glad I trimmed these because they're still almost too long. You can pop them up a little bit so you can see them better. These are cute. They are really pretty natural. They're a lot more natural than they look in the packaging. I think I would actually like it if they were a little bit longer, but that is because I just like super crazy long lashes. The whole concept of what Michelle Money is trying to teach in her course, at least the beta version, is a best look that is going to be something that isn't going to change depending on what outfit you wear. It's not trendy, it's not crazy colors. It is a look that you can develop that, you know, if I have an interview, I have a special event, you know you can wear this look and you know that you're gonna look good. Which is a great concept because I love playing with different colors, doing all these things, but I mean, truth be told, you never know really exactly how it's gonna turn out And if you do have this go-to makeup look that you've perfected, that's natural, but you're still looking great, it's like not just completely natural, it's just more like natural, like glam, then you have something you can always use. You don't have to think about it. Yeah, I'm definitely not in love with these lashes. If you are going to do YouTube videos, extra batteries for your camera are so essential. I just ran out of battery and I would have been so upset if I did not have a spare battery to finish this look, because I have an appointment that I should already be on the way for, but I really want to finish this video. So, Ardell 600s, I'm a little disappointed. I expected to like these lashes more. They look okay. I just really think I would like them if they had a little bit more curl, they were a little bit longer. I just don't like them as much as I thought I would. But moving on, because we need to finish this look on the double. Okay, so, whoops, dropping things. If you guys have watched my videos before, you know that I use Becca Low Light Sculpting Perfector to do a little quick and easy contour. Michelle does not use the contouring for her best everyday look, but I like it for my best everyday look. So I'm adding it. And then she does use quite a bit of bronzer, and I feel like that's kind of how she uses for contouring. And I love bronzer, so I'm using my Physicians Formula Bronze Booster Medium to Dark, and I'm applying that all over. Just add some nice bronzing to our life. And I am just such a fan of bronzer, so I just say pile it on. I'm going to use a little of this Becca Opal. This is the pressed highlight. Let's just use a teeny bit of this. And blush. I'm using Bobbi Brown. Just a little bit of apricot blush. And I'm doing this look because I'm trying to get money approved and pass the course. But I also just thought it would be fun to do a video at the same time to show you guys what I've learned. For lip liner, I'm using MAC's Pro Longwear Lip Pencil in the color Etc. And Michelle Money had actually recommended MAC's liner in Spice. I liked this liner a little bit better because it was a little bit more of a nude that I could use with other colors. And I bought a different lipstick, limited edition, while I was there. And the lady, the makeup artist, said I could use this for liner for it. So I preferred to do that just so I could use it a little bit more. And I guess just kind of like this warm eyeshadow. It was kind of a same kind of color where usually not a color I go for. This lipstick is a color that Michelle specifically wore. It's called Brave, and it's just a really pretty pink lipstick that I thought would be nice. As always, love MAC's lipsticks because they're vanilla scented. So this is just a really nice, pretty medium pink. It's not shimmery. Michelle actually does her lipstick and then her lip liner. Adding a little definition. I just can't help putting a little bit on first too, because that is how I normally do it and what I'm used to. Okay, 15 minutes and I have to be to my appointment in 15 minutes. So I'm gonna speed this up really fast because we're almost done. The other thing I got was the lipstick she uses. NYX MLS 28. It's called Couture Mode. And in one of her looks, she uses this lipstick just kind of in the center to finish it off. And you can see that the NYX lipstick is that brighter pink color. All right, so thank you for sticking with me to the end. This is the completed Michelle Money makeup look that hopefully I will get Money approved on. And just super natural glam, something that looks natural, like you didn't put a ton of work into it, but really still makes you look great. Fudge.